Now, any questions for me?
So, Nitin, from I'm just trying to understand the process that you did here. So, I'm assuming this is to do with the overloading of the mind with information is the one by asking him to constantly, you kind of put him in a stressful situation where he had to constantly be thinking, responding, and then you suddenly gave him just this, okay, now just relax, don't worry about anything, that was just stressful. So that kind of got him engaged really into the conversation with you so that he's not thinking about anything, and then in that state you just let him be. So that is how you kind of got him to connect with the unconscious.
So the idea is that, so this is called induction, what we are doing now. The
Hmm.
objective of induction is to first increase message units
Hmm.
so that there comes a point where the mind says, इससे ज़्यादा हमसे ना होगा.
Hmm.
And when the mind reaches there, you say, relax, close your eyes. And the mind is like, इतना तो हम कर सकते हैं. Okay. So that's the primary objective, that we begin by helping them focus on something external, which was the point. Then the focus slightly shifts. So there is like dual focus maintained on the eyes and on the external point. And then eventually, when it becomes too difficult for them, we tell them, close your eyes and focus on your breath. So now the focus is shifting from outside to inside. And by the time I tell him that allow yourself to go deeper sleep and relax, the mind is waiting for that suggestion कि अब इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होगा मुझसे, please can I relax now. So when I say relax, it's not like I am asking him to relax. It's like हाँ मैं चाहता था, I wanted to get relaxed now. Right?
So how did you identify that he had reached that stage?
So a couple of things that you do. One, so there are a couple of indicators that you keep in mind. One is either the eyes become so heavy that the client closes their eyes, which is a sign कि अब उनसे हो नहीं रहा है. Right? Second is that the client is now trying to speed up the process because they know कि मैं धीरे कर रहा हूँ तो हो नहीं रहा है. So I want to kind of get it over with. So they start increasing the speed, and even when they're increasing the speed, you keep saying now. So बीच बीच में एक बार आपको लगता है कि they are like अब क्या हो गया, अब कहाँ पे क्या बोलना है मुझे. So while
Yeah, I felt in between he started jumping onto the 20s even before the 30s had finished. So yeah, that makes sense. He was trying to get rid of the numbers as soon as possible.
correct.
Yeah.
Third is the client will start making mistakes where they will like go on a number, they'll forget क्या number था. So with people who go slow, is in when they are counting backwards, they're counting 50, 49, 48. You will notice that they at times get stuck. So they go on a number, let's say they say 30, you say now, and they're like, wait, 30 के बाद क्या आता है, 30 के पहले क्या आता है. So because they're going slow, they may go blank, which is then an entry point for you to tell them, all right, go deep sleep. With people who are going fast, like Ganesh is going fast. So when they are going fast, they would try to go even faster because the idea is khatam karo isko. And in that they would make some mistakes, so they would like not go with now exactly the way you want them to go. So when they start making 3-4 mistakes consistently, or you know that they're finding it difficult now, then you tell them, go ahead, close your eyes and deep sleep. So we are not waiting for them to reach zero. One. Second, earlier when we were working in physical space, we would generally not say now we will snap our fingers or clap to create a sound, because it's like an unexpected sound which increases message units even more. The reason on Zoom I'm saying now is because Zoom has voice cancellation where background voices it cancels. So when I would snap my finger, Zoom would not let the other person hear the sound. So we had to like come up with something else. But otherwise, originally we would use a clap or a snap or some kind of a sound on table and so on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I felt there was a change suddenly. I remember snapping the fingers the last time when we did it.
So I prefer snapping, but we had to kind of adapt to Zoom.
Yeah.
Right?
Welcome to the new world. Okay.
And after we did that, where he went to a place where he went to deep sleep, right? Then I gave him some suggestions for observing his breath. Again, what you're asking them to do now is actually helping them calm down. The first phase, which is induction, is about increasing the message units. second phase is about reducing the message unit so that they can calm down and they can feel better. Right? Now, in between, I added what we call as the I challenge. And I added the I challenge because I have to explain the law of reverse suggestibility in the next topic. So that becomes like an entry point for me. And I'll explain that to you in some time. After the I challenge, then I asked him to imagine, I gave him some such. Boliye?
I challenge in that sense, I didn't quite register that.
So I challenge was the part where I asked him to let go of all the tension, all the stress from his closed eyes. Then I gave him like a literal challenge. You will not be able to open your eyes.
Okay, so that was quite loud and directive in nature.
Correct. So there is a reason for that, and I'll explain that when we are doing the laws of suggestivity after you have practiced with each other right now. Right? After we did this, then I gave him the suggestion for future. That you are in a class, you are learning certain things so that he can become more receptive to those ideas. And then in the future, he also saw how he can apply this in his life. Now, this is my personal take. If you are inducing a hypnotic state, never waste a good hypnotic state.
Yeah, might as well get some good for them.
Correct. So वहां तक अगर लेके गए हो तो कुछ अच्छा suggestion लेके वापस आओ, दे के वापस आओ. So the way you will work right now is you will first form a suggestion which will be about that you are in a class, you are learning new things. You will be able to get into a highly receptive state so that you can understand them, be able to understand the areas where you can apply them. And in the future, you will be able to see yourself apply these learnings in your life. So you're taking care of all three: understanding, learning, and application. And then wake them up. Is this clear? But before you begin the practice round, you will write it down on a piece of paper and show it to the other person that this is a suggestion that I'm going to give you. They will approve the suggestion, and after that, you will continue. Is that okay for all of us?
Yes.
Okay. Then in the end, after the suggestion, I woke him up. In order to wake him up, I told him in a few moments, I'm going to count you from 1 up to 5. At 5, you'll be fully awake, feeling good and fresh. That's important. Good and fresh. Don't tell the client that at 5 you will feel relaxed. You now want them to bring them out of the relaxed state. Right? So at 5, you'll come back to the present, feeling good and fresh about yourself. And then count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake. Count again. So you will count 1 to 5 twice. In between, you can ask them to bring their hands closer, rub them, bring it closer to their eyes, feel the warmth in their eyes, and ask them to have a sip of water. Is this idea clear?
Yeah.
I'll explain the entire procedure for waking up after some time because it's a part of what we do next. But I want you to just practice this right now.
I mean, not the waking up part, because I was really a bit worried in between because he wasn't getting his hands up and all in time. So I was like, so gaye kya? And so if that happens, what do we do?
Nothing.
So
just give them a bit of a time. What happens is when they get into a relaxed state, at times the body becomes very heavy. So to lift up the hand takes a lot of effort. So it will take them some time for them to come back. So just give them suggestions again that whenever you are ready, take your time. Don't try to hurry them up. Let them have the time that they want. And for some people, they've experienced relaxation like this probably for the first time in their life. They also don't want to come out of it many times. They're like, "Acha, thodi der aur rehne do humko yahan pe."
Cool. Sorry, I just hogged up all the questions. If anyone else has questions, please.
No, it's completely okay. Anyone else who has any questions?